It's grind time in the morning. We back for another round. Baldhead and DB. Top of the morning. What's good, DB? How was your night, bro?
Man, it was good. Top of the morning, man. It was nice because said late nights, early mornings, man.
Late night, early morning. Once again.
See,
you got your Lake Show jersey on today, baby.
Yeah, man. It's all about the lakes, baby. It's all about the Lakers, man.
Yeah, something good must have happened yesterday.
Oh yeah. What they say? Where there's a will, there's a way, man. Something good happened.
There's a way. So I guess fortunately for your Lakers, your boy AD showed back up.
Yeah.
Didn't take too many days off. I'm surprised.
Nah, he didn't. I'm surprised too. He should have took the first one off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But we give it to him. It's over with. It's water under the bridge.
Water under the bridge.
Yeah, man. But he most definitely came back out last night, man. They came to play, man. And yeah, and they brought home the W. So
brought home the W by 31 points. That's the Lakers versus the Hawks last night in Los Angeles. The Hawks lose 105 to 136 to the Lakers. They dropped to 30 and 38. The Hawks. The Lakers improved 37 to 32 and maintained their number 9 spot. What is it? The number 9 spot in the Western Conference?
Yeah, but they show y'all number 9 spot.
Yeah, they 9. Because the Warriors are 10.
10.
So yeah. And LeBron James and the Lakers. Yeah, they hand the Hawks more than they can handle. And that's the Hawks coming off of a win over the LA Clippers just the night before. Yeah, right. Anthony Davis returned. LeBron gave him that work, man. What do you think was the biggest factor behind the Lakers getting the win, DB?
I think the biggest factor was that they had AD there. I think they had AD there to deflect whatever was coming at the rim, and the ball was moving.
Right.
I think my biggest reasons why they won. You know what I mean? They was able to get a groove and get the efficiency going. You know what I mean? So I think with them and their groove and getting their efficiency going, it brought them the W. You know what I mean? They was able to over exceed what they did. So you know what I mean?
Didn't look like LeBron James got help last night, in my opinion. That's the primary reason that they won the game. LeBron had the 25, 10, and 7, almost his triple-double. D'Angelo Russell, D-Lo, leading scorer last night, right? 27 points, 10 assists, 4 rebounds, man. What happened, man? It was a D-Lo sighting last night.
Man, he just turned the switch on, man. He felt comfortable in the skin he was in, man. I think that's what it was, man. He came out. He knew. He did his thing last game too. He had 23 points last game. This game he bumped it up a little bit. He actually, like you say, he led the team in points. He dropped a double-double. You know what I mean?
27 and 10. Brian had almost a triple-double. AD had a double-double do 22 and 15 boards.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Effort, baby.
Efforts. That's right. Effort. When no lacking. When no looking for no fouls. It was straight contact and physical sport.
Oh, yeah, baby. So the Lakers did pull that off, man. Austin Reeves chipped in with 12. Christie had 11, 17 for Hachimura. Yeah, that was a pretty good game for the Lakers, man. And everybody didn't play too many minutes either. AD probably he had the highest minutes of the team. He had 31 last night. Russell 30, LeBron 29. Yeah, man, I would say that's a pretty efficient – this is a pretty efficient stat line for the Los Angeles Lakers. What you think, DB?
I agree. I agree. And when numbers are looking like this at night, no matter who they playing against, no matter who they playing against, I think we got something here. I think we got something going. They gonna win. You know what I mean? No matter who they playing, if six of our players can give us double-digit numbers, and they're up in the high double digits,
that's the Lakers win.
Stopping us. That's the Lakers win. No one stopping us.
That's what's up. Oh, yeah, man. Los Angeles, they definitely came to play last night, man. Good game. 136 to 105. I'm pretty sure that does a lot for the team's confidence to blow out a team like that after having so many close games and taking such a close loss the other night. I just feel
Oh yeah, you had man, you had them was playmaking and everything in that game. You know what I mean? You had the steals, you had Reeves with the back behind the behind the back pass with on against the double team. Reeves. He had the back behind the back pass on with the double team on him to LeBron for the dunk. It was crazy, man. It was nice, man. Missed that one, man. It was nice, man. They had they had the ball. They were shooting the ball like crazy. You know what I mean? Like they pretty much did what they wanted to do, and they saw it and they did it.
That's what's up, man. So the Lakers pulled that one out, 136 to 105 over the Hawks. That was a pretty good game. But that, in my opinion, from last night, was not the biggest news out of the NBA. The biggest news in the NBA last night was the poster jam that Ant-Man laid on John Collins.
Oh my God.
As the Minnesota Timberwolves took the victory in Utah. And if you didn't see the game or hear the call, this is what happened.
First half, another turnover for Utah. Edwards gets it back and threw it down and one from the rafters. The ant hitter's hurt his hand.
Man, he dunked on him so hard, DB. John Collins sat on the ground for like, I don't know, what was it, 5 or 10 minutes?
It was about 5-10 minutes, man. Like, did this really just happen?
Did this really just happen to me? And Ant-Man wanted to kind of flex on him, but he dunked on that boy so hard he hurt himself.
He dunked on him so hard he hurt himself. Had to go back to the locker rooms for a minute. That's crazy. If that's not disrespectful, I don't know what is, man.
I agree with you, DB, man. That's the most, in my opinion, I don't know if it's the greatest dunk in the NBA ever, but it's definitely one of the more disrespectful ones I've ever seen in my life.
Crazy posterized. He's most definitely going on a poster.
Going on a poster on my wall.
Oh yeah.
On my wall.
It should be a moving picture.
So it should be a motion graphic.
Right. It should be a motion graphic.
I feel you, man. A moving picture, man. Ant-Man. And it's like the second time that he didn't beat the Jazz in like 3 or 4 days. It's the second game that they didn't play them since this weekend. Destroyed them over the weekend. Destroyed them last night. DB, I watched them highlights from that game, right? If you see, bro, they could not stop Ant-Man, bro. He was getting the ball. He wasn't even passing the ball.
Yeah.
There were plenty of people open. He was, man, Ant-Man looked Michael Jordan-esque last night, if you ask me. I never seen him so unstoppable looking. But I guess the confidence in Ant-Man's game is going to the next level, if you ask me.
Oh my God. Oh, it's there. It's going out most definitely all the way, man. And not only that, it's like he saw them the game before and was like, yeah, dude, it must have said something slicky like, I got you.
I was about to ask you that. I was like, man, what did John Collins do to that boy?
Man, he must have said something crazy to him, man.
Something about his mama or something?
He spent the block on him. He most definitely spent the block on him, man.
Spinning and spinning and spinning.
Spinning and spinning and spinning.
Yeah, got him too, man.
And got him, man. And you know what? He's always trying to put somebody on something, man.
He does.
He remind me of Job with the explosiveness, man. Because they saw us.
DB. He remind me of Michael Jordan. Yo, man, they was comparing him. They was using Michael Jordan comparisons with him early in the season. I thought this was crazy. But that's because I don't be observing Ant-Man's game. I'm not a big fan of the Timberwolves, so I don't watch a lot of the game. All of a sudden, I'm becoming a very big fan of the T-Wolves.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I think Ant-Man, he always been under my radar. But the more he play and the more disrespectful he get, man, it's hard not to. It's hard not to gravitate towards him.
I agree.
It's hard not to check him out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you know when you doing that, it's almost like he demanding to be watched.
That's right. It's like he taking the reins. It's like he feel like something belonged. It's like he feel like it belonged to him.
Yeah. Like he sending out a statement to everybody.
Is, in your opinion, you know, because we talk about how the European players are taking over the NBA and they kind of becoming the most dominant forces. They winning all of the MVPs. They're usually up there in the top. Of young American-born basketball players, primarily African-American, but all American-born basketball players, do you think Anthony Edwards is the best right now? Is there a better American young superstar? Maybe Jason Tatum. But I'm gonna honestly go ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna honestly say that Anthony Edwards' game is up there with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
I agree. I would say him being more respectful and relentless, and being a force when it comes to attacking that rim and get what he want. I would say he's better. In all honesty, you know what I mean. In all honesty, I think that if you look at his game, man, and how he just move and how he's always just straightforward, he's straight at you. He don't care who's at the rim.
He doesn't.
I don't think Tatum has that in him. I have yet to see that from Tatum.
Yeah. Well, the aggressiveness, yeah. And then look, and I'm not comparing their games like, you know, like they're similar. They're not a similar game. I'm just saying his skill level and his ability in the NBA is just as high as Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. But I totally agree with you. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they not on the level of just his ability to not think about what's going to happen after the dunk. He just goes in for anything and just jumps at and over anybody with no thought of the consequences.
It's like he tries to break the rim.
Shaq style.
Shaq style. Like he's trying to break the rim. Like dunk so hard the rim bend. Like that's
what it looked like last night.
That's what it looked like last night. Man, that's what it looked like last night.
That was serious, man. And honestly, John Collins sat there for so long, DB, I started feeling sorry for him for a second, man. I'm like, man, why? I'm like, as long as you sitting here, John Collins, you making this dunk look worse and worse on yourself, bro.
Yeah. I'm when it happened, and he landed and he fell. I said, what happened? Did he kick him in the face?
Because he was holding his head. He was holding his head. I was on the same thing. Like, what happened? Did the follow through punch you in the face? And when you watch the replay, he didn't. You know how when cats get dunked on and you know they go up for the block and they don't expect it. What I think it was is he knew that was bad, so he kind of tried to sit there and fake like, you know, something flagrant happened. But you got to understand, John Collins, they're gonna replay it and they're gonna replay it slow, and we gonna see ain't nothing happen to you except you're sitting there with hurt feelings, right? With
hurt feelings, that's right. You know what I mean? Get up and have some self-respect, have some dignity for yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah, that was crazy, man. And then Anthony Edwards, the way he held his hand as if he just got some power come through it.
No, that was the hand that was hurt.
Yeah, but the way he held it, you would have thought that he was on the Avengers or something.
I agree, man. It did look powers. Yeah, man. It looked It looked like that Kyrie. It kind of looked like what Kyrie did after the shot over Joker.
Yeah, exactly.
It was dope, man. It was dope. It was dope, man. And who would think that a game between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Jazz could have so much excitement? But it wasn't just that dunk. I'm telling you, I watched those highlights. Anthony Edwards was on some Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan level, taking over that game.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was. I think Kobe Bryant, I think he used to say no better, man. Kobe Bryant, I say some Michael Jordan. I agree, you know what I mean?
That killer instinct that, hey, I'm gonna do this, we not finna lose this. That's what was going on yesterday with AE. Even though he was just playing the Jazz. But I don't know, I think maybe he might be taking an approach that I gotta put this team on my back. We don't got Cat no more. And we're not finna fall out of the playoffs because it looks like he's turned his game up a notch since Cat's been out.
Yeah. So, I think he's gonna try to carry the team as much as he can. Get him as far as he can. Uh, we know it's gonna take a little more than what he's bringing. You know, cause
He gonna need some help. Somebody else gonna have to show up to work with him.
He's gonna need some help. You know, especially with your boy out. He's a big piece. He's a big factor.
Right.
As a big man to that game that you gonna he's just like Embiid to 76ers. they need him. So
I agree.
He can only carry them as far as he can, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But shout out to him, man, because he most definitely taking the cake, man. He most definitely
shout out Ant-Man, bro, because he gave me something to be excited about other than a Laker game and just the regular stuff that excites us on a night like a Monday night in the NBA. Man, thank you, Anthony Edwards. We really appreciate that, bro. I'm sure John Collins and his people don't, though.
Right, seriously.
All right. Other games last night, the Sacramento Kings faced off against the Memphis Grizzlies. Kings take the victory 121-111 over the Grizz, over the Ja Morantless Grizz. Desmond Bane, he balled last night, but it wasn't enough to get the Grizzlies over the Kings. As the Kings, their three best players, Sabonis, Fox, and Monk, they dominated the game.
Dominated the game, man.
Do you see the stat line?
I see the stat line, man. That's a bonus 25, 5, and 18.
18, bro. And that's what I mean. This dude, them tripled up. Yo, man, this is a very dangerous team in the Western Conference. The Western Conference it's really the NBA. The finals, the champion is in the West, in my opinion.
The champion is in the West, and all the problems are in the West.
I agree.
The teams are so stacked.
Mm-hmm.
The teams are so deadly.
They are, man.
That it's a problem when you come through that West.
I agree, man. You almost forget about the powerhouses in the East because there's so many of them in the West. Look at the bottom of the Western Conference bracket. You got the Phoenix Suns, the Dallas Mavericks, the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Golden State Warriors. This is the bottom of the playoff bracket.
It's like, man, it's like going through unknown territories, man. It's like it's anybody coming through the East is like trespassing on gang members' block with the wrong colors on.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's dangerous, man. It's dangerous. You got so many people, so many teams. You have to see, and you gotta see them.
All of them are a problem.
All of them are a problem. You know what I mean? Like, so
even the young boys in OKC, they even a problem in the West.
Even the young boys in OKC is a problem in the West. And another thing that I think personally, if whatever you're doing in the East, you should be doing it. You should be doing it. Whatever your record look like in the East, it should look like that because you're not really seeing nobody in the East. All the problems in the West.
So them Eastern Conference records, the ones at the top, you feel like they all fluff. It's a lot of fluff in there.
I feel like it's a lot of fluff. It's a lot of marshmallow in them in them wins. You know what I mean? I ain't, you won, but that ain't where your headache is at. That ain't where your nightmares come in at. Your nightmares come in on that West. You gotta run across LA, the Suns, and
the Denver
OKC, the Denver Nuggets. That's where the nightmares come in there where you can't sleep at night. So
you feel like them Eastern teams, they should be measuring themselves against them wins and losses against the Western Conference on their record.
I do, and most definitely because the East is the East. You know what I mean? But like I say, all the problems is in the West. You got. You got who you got over there, and you gotta see them no matter what. You know what I mean? So it's more hectic on that West. The defense is more crazy. The offense is more crazy. You know what I mean? So it's the battle of the band over there.
I agree, because look at the Sacramento Kings, 121 points in regulation against the Grizzlies. They 3 primary scorers all show up for the game and give you 20 plus points, because De'Aaron only had 23. But De'Aaron damn near had a triple-double. Hey, man, De'Aaron almost had a triple-double, and Sabonis, he may as well have almost had a triple-double with them 18 dang on rebounds, man. But that was the game against the Grizzlies and the Kings last night.
And let's not, go ahead. My bad. And let's not forget about your boy Monk. He had 28, 6, and 6, man.
Oh, I didn't even get down there. You're absolutely right. Monk, man. Agent Zero, 28, 6, and 6 in 39 minutes. Ball game, DB.
Ball game.
That's a ball game, baby.
Ball game.
Yeah. Well, they crosstown rivals, the Golden State Warriors last night, however, took a L to the New York Knickerbockers, baby. Jalen Brunson scored 34 points as the Warriors fall to the Knicks. That puts the Warriors 2 games down behind the Lakers for that 10 spot. You think the Warriors can get up out of there before the playoffs start? They can get out of that 10 seed? Or do you think they fall out of the playoffs? Because it's pretty close to falling out of the playoffs.
Man, you ask me, the Warriors are drowning, man.
They drowning.
The Warriors are drowning, man. They're begging for help. They're begging for a reef. They need it, man.
I think Steph running out of gas, man.
Yeah, and it's taking a lot out of them, especially after coming back with that injury from that with that ankles. You know what I mean?
Right, he did just have an ankle injury.
And in the beginning of his career, you know, his ankle was a huge problem, man.
Right.
And to later on in his career to revisit that, that ain't good.
That ain't good on top of all the losing that they've kind of been doing lately, right?
Yeah, right. Because he's carried them on his back. He's carried them, and you know what I mean. He's been carrying them for years.
Yeah.
And now enough is enough, man. He needs somebody else who's gonna pull that defense. And just right, you know, because look how hard he has to run.
Yeah.
He has to run so hard, man. Them back screens and pick and rolls and everything like that.
He working hard, man. He working hard to be Steph Curry. I agree with you, bro. And then everybody else not showing up every day with they normal contributions. Draymond can't give me 2 points, man. You can't. Dre Day, you can't play 31 minutes and give 2 points. The 5 assists, 8 rebounds, all good. But we need it. If Dre Day give us 10, we win.
If Dre Day give us 10, we win. Good Lord. Good Lord.
Look at that stat line. And then Podziemski did nothing. He may as well have been a scratch in them 25. That guy wasted 25 minutes of playing time. Yeah. 0, 2, and 2. Come on, man.
Oh, my God.
Hey, man, Clay would have his job back after a night like that. You ask me.
Yes, Clay would have his, man, look here. Clay would have his night. Seriously, you know, I'm even surprised at Chris Paul. I'm even surprised that Chris Paul gave 14 CP.
14, 4, and 4. And you know, they're not playing CP much. They're not playing him much. That's just 20 minutes. Come on, man, that's Chris Paul. If the offense wasn't so Steph Curry centric, he would be out there more. But Steph is the point guard. They can't have 2 small guards that small on the floor. It takes their defense too far down. So he have to back up. He got to get off the floor when Steph on the floor. They can't defend. And then Steph already a bad defender, in my opinion. But CP ain't the greatest either.
And he not really stopping. He ain't stopping nobody. He ain't going nobody.
He ain't staying in front of nobody no more. I agree with you. Gary Payton Jr. 6 points in his 17 minutes, but I don't really expect too much from GP2. Yeah, Warriors lose the game 112-119 to the Knicks. Like I say, behind Jalen Brunson's 34, McBride's 29, 18 from DiVinzio. Harkenstein chipped in with 13 and 10 from Josh Hart. Man, that's a Knicks win, man. With no Julius Randle.
With no Julius. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Like I said, the Warriors are drowning.
They are, man.
They
that loss don't make no sense, do it?
No, it don't make no sense.
They had full strength.
They had full strength. Now, just imagine if LA had beat them.
They'd probably be out the playoffs.
They would be out the play-in.
You're right about the play-in. You're right, because they just in the play-in. They not in the playoffs. But Phoenix has got the same problem. Them at full strength the other day, they lose to a team that was missing their star. What's going on with these superstar teams that have all of these, literally $100 million worth of players at the top of their roster, but they laying eggs on teams that's missing their star?
Man, I think when everyone's not depending on that superstar to come in and to perform and carry them, I think everyone knows they have to step up, and everyone is in the NBA. They're in the NBA for a reason. A lot of guys would never probably reach their potential because they would never get the playing time that they should get, or that they would need to go ahead and hatch and to grow. So, and the guys who do and who's right there, only thing it takes for them to heat up and get that ball. Once they get rolling, they rolling. You know what I mean?
Right.
You'd be surprised. You know what I mean? It's only one ball. There's only one ball, and it's one superstar. So you know what I mean? Sometimes it's two, but there's only one ball, and it ain't enough minutes. So
I agree. Definitely wasn't enough for the Warriors last night because they lost, and it wasn't enough time.
It wasn't enough time. And another thing I want to ask you, what's going on with Andrew? And you was with Wiggins, man. 7 points. Wiggins ain't been the same since.
You already know what's up with Wiggins. He got personal life problems, bro.
Personal life problems, man.
And they making their way onto that court.
Yeah, they making it exactly.
Gotta leave your problems at home, man.
Gotta leave them at home. Gotta block it out, man. You get paid too much money, man. And life be lifing, man. But
life be lifing, DB.
You gotta keep going, man. Keep going. You don't want to drop your worth in the game, man.
Totally agree with you, cuz. I totally agree. Well, that's the Warriors. They lost last night. And that was pretty much the NBA for last night. They only had 3 or 4 games. So it's a short list of NBA topics as far as games played. But we had another NBA topic on the menu since Mike and Kobe's been brought up so much recently. And I was just wondering, with all of the LeBron James, Michael Jordan comparisons that we always get, I threw it out one day like, man, a lot of people always say that Kobe's just as good as Mike, if not better than Mike, man. What is there any merit to that? And so I started doing some research on Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. And DB, I don't subscribe to the notion that Kobe is even close to Michael Jordan personally until I had to do the research for this topic and I saw his all-time career stats. And Kobe Bryant actually, man, he up there with your boy, man. Yeah. Kobe Bryant, I didn't know, but he's a 4-time league MVP. And Michael Jordan was a 5-time league MVP. Kobe Bryant won 836 games in his playing career. He lost 510. Michael Jordan won 706 games in his playing career, lost 366. That percentage isn't that big of a gap.
It's not.
That win percentage.
Not. And if we want to talk about rings, talk about who was better at a certain age, I mean, Kobe got his first ring at 21. Jordan got his at 28.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, but Kobe's first ring came on the back of Shaq being a franchise player. Michael Jordan, in his early 20s, didn't play with a player that was better than him. Kobe did.
So you would say that Shaq is better than Kobe, or Shaq had to carry Kobe to get the ring?
3 times.
3 times.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. I mean, the reason I feel that way is because Shaquille O'Neal won the Finals MVP all 3 times.
Well, because it's a big man's game.
It was a big man's game at the time. I totally agree.
Yeah. Shit.
Well, yeah, but the rules were different when Mike was playing too. It was a physical game.
Yeah, it was a physical game.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he still he still was a force that was supposed to be. If he was a force to be reckoned with, then you know the rules
Everybody
don't
was
always
being
be
played
equal.
physical, is what you're saying.
Everybody was being played physical. You know what I mean? And for you to still come out on top because you just went the most talented of your times that no one really had never saw. But far as how you glide in the air, how you glide in the air with the ball and what you did with the ball, the acrobatical moves and everything else like that, then
I mean, they
know,
both of their games similar. So who you talking about, Kobe or Mike? You talking about Kobe?
I'm talking about Mike.
You talking about Mike?
Okay. This time.
But Mike never played with nobody that was better than him. Never. Who was ever better than Mike on his team? Nobody.
I mean, we would never know because Mike ain't never get a ball up.
I agree with you on that. But well, maybe he didn't get a ball up because he knew he was playing with a bunch of damn scrubs.
Well, there you have it. Then who else?
Did you see the? I didn't see the Michael Jordan documentary, but I saw some excerpts of it, and I know that there's one part out when he was like, "Man, all the guys in the '80s was doing coke and drugs and shit, and you know, and they just didn't take the game serious." He basically was, in my opinion, using that like that was his excuse for not being able to win early in his career. Like we had to get all of the crackheads off the team so that we could get some people more serious on the team to help them win a championship. I think maybe that was the reason Jordan didn't win until he was 28.
Well, we can use it as the reason, but but in my case, I would say the teams was just too good. He had to face early. He had to face early Bird, early Magic.
That's true.
You know what I mean.
Young Detroit Pistons team.
Young Detroit Pistons team. Man, it's a couple more names that right now it's just so early. But he had to face them, and they was too much for him.
They was in the 80s.
They was too much for him. You know what I mean? And he was young.
Sometimes it take young. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes it take a young player to develop, though. Michael didn't come in the league like Larry and Magic came in. Larry and Magic came in the league damn near professionals out of college, because that was more attention on the college basketball game at the time when Larry and Magic was in college, and it was less attention on the NBA. The NBA couldn't wait until Larry and Michael arrived to help the league grow. I mean, till Larry and Magic arrived, not Michael, to help the league grow. So, I mean, it ain't really, I mean, it's not their fault because it's soon. And the thing about it is this: as soon as Larry and Magic came in the league, DB, they the ones who was winning all of the damn championships. The two teams that they was on, the Lakers and the Celtics. So how come? Oh, now I'm making your point for you. How come Michael couldn't do that? You right about that. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah. Well, you're right about that point. However, Michael Jordan is 6-0 in the finals. Michael Jordan's playoff career record is 119 wins and 60 losses. His finals. Go ahead.
No, I'm listening to you.
His finals record is 6-0. His finals MVP record is 6-0. Nobody ever won a finals MVP on a team that he won a finals. Kobe's finals MVP record is 2-3. And we know who those other three went to, right?
Who they go to?
Shaquille O'Neal. The Diesel. From his MVPs. Kobe got the other two that he won with the team that he created later.
Yeah, but you know,
and the NBA, in my opinion, was in its transition phase.
Yeah.
That's when Kobe was dominating and winning the championships on his own.
Yeah, on his own. But that goes to show you that he really, it was proven that he didn't need Shaq. He didn't need Shaq.
He needed Shaq, in my opinion. When Shaq was at the top of his game winning the championships, the teams that they was playing was the Sacramento Kings, the Portland Trail Blazers. The Kings had Chris Webber. The Portland Trail Blazers had Rasheed Wallace and a whole host of other dogs, including Scottie Pippen. That's who Shaq and Kobe was going up against. But by the time Kobe took over the reins, who were the best teams in the league? The Boston Celtics, that team that they had just put together with Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce. So in my opinion, Kobe Bryant's other nemesis that was quote unquote just as good as he was at the time was Paul Pierce. And that's not better competition than Michael Jordan faced to me on his own. In my opinion, Michael Jordan was going up against Penny Hardaway. He had to go up against Grant Hill. That was better competition in their prime that Michael Jordan was going up against than Kobe Bryant was going up against when he went up against Paul Pierce.
Boston was a force. Boston was a crazy force to be reckoned with. Paul Pierce, he was a bad man when he stepped in that game, man. Paul Pierce, Paul Pierce was different too.
And they had Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett too.
And they did. You know what I mean? He was clutch.
Mm-hmm.
He was clutch, man, and I remember seeing them games, man. And how he just came through at the last minute. He pulled it out. And then you had Big KG. You know, right. He was a storm, and he was also a storm. So I mean, with that, I think even if you broke that team up, so let's say you sent Shaq somewhere else, you sent Kobe somewhere else, would they still have won?
No, because they needed each other. It was too deep. It was too. Look. I'm not saying Shaq didn't need Kobe.
Okay.
He didn't. I didn't say that. I just said Shaq was the best player on the team. Kobe definitely wasn't winning no championships by himself at the time when he was number 8. Shaq was the best player on the team. Yeah. And Shaq did need Kobe to win because he was going up against Rasheed Wallace and Bonzi Wells and all of those Portland Trailblazers at the time. Then Chris Webber, Mike Bibby, Vlade Divac. Those teams in the West were deep. Shaq would have never won a championship without Kobe. I totally agree with you. But Kobe's career would not be what it was and would not be as stellar, in my opinion, without Shaq. Because one of the knocks that I have about Kobe Bryant versus Michael Jordan, Kobe lost to Paul Pierce in the finals.
Yeah, who Jordan lose to?
No, nobody in the finals.
No, he never made it. He made it
6 times.
But he lost 7 times before he even got there.
Well, he lost in the playoffs.
So he never made it.
He never made it to the finals. So you holding that against him. You holding him not making it to the finals against him. Of course,
because it matters. It does matter. You have to make it to even be in the conversation. So what are we talking about before? If you never even made it to the conversation, if you never even made it to where we talking about, to where we debating on it.
But Kobe been to 7 finals. And he only got 5 championships. What that mean?
7 finals?
He been to 7 championship rounds, but he only has 5 rings.
Right.
He lost to 2 teams. He lost to Boston Celtics and he lost to the Detroit Pistons. With Shaq. He had Shaq with the Pistons.
With Shaq, but you know, at that time also he was going. They was going through stuff. You know, he was going through stuff, and
he was going through stuff.
And Kobe was fighting allegations and everything else. So we could. I guess we could use that as an excuse, but
yeah, but everybody has some problems somewhere, man.
Everybody has some problems.
Some pretty big allegations. That shit was all over TV. It was all over TV. Excuse my French. It was all over TV, but everybody was going through stuff, man. I'm not gonna make that no excuse to lose no championship, bro. Because look, you got there, got there. Like problems wasn't stopping you from getting there, bro. It's just like 7 games left. Let's go on, mentally check in and get this done, and then we can get back to court.
Yeah, I mean, so in the end, I think Kobe was better than Jordan. I think he shot the ball better than Jordan. And not only did I think, the numbers show it. I think Jordan only shot 500. Jordan only shot 588 threes. He only hit 588 threes in his lifetime. And
Jordan hit 588 in his life.
Yes.
And how many did Kobe hit?
1,800
threes.
Yes, closer to 19.
Well, the game changed when Kobe came in, though. They almost wasn't even allowed to shoot threes back when Michael Jordan was playing.
So if the game changed and it changed for the better, then who was better?
Well, it changing for the better is an opinion, though, cuz.
But now we just said the game changed. It's fact. I just gave you numbers. I just gave you numbers.
Yeah. But at Michael Jordan's time, though, and you look, man, you gotta keep it real. The times matter. Had you been out there just shooting threes like that, you've been on the bench because they didn't play that in the 80s and the 90s.
Well, Jordan did what he wanted to do.
He did. He did what he wanted to do because he won. Because he wasn't able to do what he wanted to do until he started winning like he did.
Right. But at the same time, leading on to what you saying, even though the times was different back then for Jordan, they weren't doing that back then. That mean they had to evolve in some way.
So it's evolution. I agree with that. They definitely evolved. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that right there alone, you can say that Kobe was better than Jordan.
Okay. So with that understanding, DB, well, so you think that somebody nowadays other than LeBron is eventually going to be better than Kobe because the game is still evolving. Look at all of the good three-point shooters we got now. Look at how regularly triple doubles are put up now. It's evolving still, right? And what are these dudes doing, bro? They destroying the record books. The record books in about 10 years are going to look totally different. They're going to look like the 2000s. All of the 80s and 90s stuff is going to be gone.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Someone is going to. Kobe already, rest his soul. Kobe's already been passed up in categories.
Most of the categories, yeah.
Most of the categories and everything else. I give him. He still got his 5 rings. Jordan had 6 if we count rings. Jordan had the 6, Kobe had the 5. Brian got 4 of them. Steph got 4 of them. You know what I mean? So we'll give them that. But we just don't know where the game was gonna go in the next 10 years from now. What's gonna be where? You know what I mean? And that's one of the reasons why LeBron is still running and playing the way he's playing. I think personally, Brian might be playing for another 5 years.
Think so?
I think so.
No, I think so. That, man. He be 45 years old, bro.
Hey, the way he take care of his body, I don't put it past.
Bro, it ain't that much taking care of your body in the world, bro. You ever heard the saying that Father Time is undefeated?
Yeah, you're right. But even though let's say he do play for these next 5 years, it still has to be the way he plays it. You know what I mean? Well, we know that he wouldn't be the guy that's gonna handle the ball. You know what I mean?
He gonna have to come off that ball, is what you're saying.
Yes, he's gonna come off that ball. You know what I mean? And another thing is, what is he gonna be able to give you? If LeBron's still giving you 20, let's say he's giving you 15, 20 points a game. You know what I mean? And now he's not Batman no more. He's Robin.
Right.
The numbers, you know what I mean? He's still adding up numbers. He still has a chance, because as long as he's playing the game, he has a chance to compete for a ring.
I agree.
And he's still running his numbers up. You know what I mean? So he can take the back seat and let the young boys run it. But with him having so much game and he has so much to bring to the table, I see that it's possible for him to go where he's trying to go, or go where he can potentially go.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, I let everybody else be the judge. I still side with Michael in the Kobe versus Michael debate as far as greatness. It's undeniable, that he was the force when it came down to his championships, because he got all 6 of them MVPs in the final. That's just how I feel about it. Them 6 finals MVPs is what speaks the loudest, in my opinion, to him being greater than Kobe. It ain't that he won 6 finals, because he could have won just 5. It's just the fact that by the time he got there, he grabbed all of the MVPs. They said he was the best.
Yeah. I mean, he got all the MVPs, but once again, who was he playing against?
DB.
Who was he
You,
playing against? How
John
old was
Stockton,
they?
Karl Malone.
How old was they? Everybody, you know, yeah, Karl Malone, the mailman.
The
Yeah, he was
mailman.
cool, but you know, at the end of the day, Jordan still had the most talent in the NBA.
I agree. I
You know
agree,
what I
but he
mean?
still was. But he one man, and he didn't have a talent, in my opinion, on his team at the time that was equal to him.
Pippen.
Or on, you think Pippen was on his?
Just good. Pippen was just good. He couldn't have won. How we saying that?
Okay, so let's look at the Utah versus the Bulls. Let's say Jordan and Karl Malone cancel each other out. Now, is Scottie Pippen on the level of John Stockton?
He was still gonna give his numbers the way he gave his numbers and his impact. Because one thing about it was still different areas that he could have affected that John Stockton couldn't affect,
I
and
agree with
vice
that.
versa.
Like defensively, because John Stockton wasn't no defender like Scottie Pippen.
Right.
He was probably Chicago's best defender.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
Yeah, so you know, defense. What they say, defense wins games. You know what I'm saying? And so you know, you put him up against John Stockton. I mean, he's shutting them down because he's a defensive player. He's a lockdown defender. So that means John Stockton can't even score.
Right, when Scottie on it. Oh yeah, for sure. I'm pretty sure he couldn't score when Scottie Pippen was guarding.
Yeah.
Scottie Pippen was a hard guard back in the day.
Yeah. So, you know, all the teams started, all these super teams started back then.
Think so? In the 90s?
So in the 90s. They all started back then.
I agree. With Charles Barkley was going to the Phoenix Suns, all that stuff.
Yes, all them super teams started back then. But you know what I mean? But
It's
you
some
know, LeBron come and he do the things the way he want to do it, and now everybody talking about he creating super teams. The fact of the matter is, now they've been doing it. They've been doing it. LeBron just getting with the program, man.
Right. All right, so that's our Jordan Kobe debate for today. And that's actually going to do it for our show for today. Catch us Monday through Friday, 7 CST, that's the plan, but we're a little late most days, but we'll be out in the morning. Once again, it's Baldhead and DB. We are the Grindtime Mornings talk show, sports show, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.